So the Democratic National Convention is next week. There's going to be speeches 2 hours a night. I believe it's 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. And Monday to Thursday. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, one of the speakers, which I was surprised to see. There was some debate ahead of time, some rumors saying that there was an internal debate about whether or not she would actually be allowed to speak. Well, she's allowed to speak, but she gets 60 seconds. She gets to speak for 60 seconds. This is supposed to be a speech. So the headline here from New York Post, AOC given just 60 seconds to deliver pre-recorded message to DNC. This makes me worry a little bit about maybe them having to approve the message first before she's allowed to, or before they post it themselves. So clearly they're going to see it before she posts it. Maybe that'll limit her ability to say what she wants to say. Who knows? But you got to point out here, a literal Republican, John Kasich, is going to get more speaking time at the DNC than every member of the squad combined. Tweet here from Ken Klippenstein. There's no defending this. John Kasich, former Republican governor, is being given more time than AOC. And on top of that, there's no Rashida Tlaib, no Ilhan Omar, no Nina Turner, no Cornel West. Nobody with any ability to actually excite people at all, except for Bernie Sanders and AOC at the convention. I mean, they have spots for, Buttigieg, Chris Coons, these people that have no audience, almost no support, yet they get more time to speak than AOC, who clearly, look, if you hate her, you're likely a conservative, but love her or hate her, you can't ignore that she's popular. You can't ignore that's where the energy of the party is. But the DNC here are trying to ignore it. Now, AOC responded with this fantastic quote saying, "I only have a minute, 60 seconds in it, forced upon me. I did not choose it, but I know that I must use it. Give account if I abuse it, suffer if I lose it. Only a tiny little minute, but eternity is in it." Dr. Benjamin E. Mays, and recited by Elijah Cummings. So I think AOC is going to utilize every second of these 60 seconds. And to give you an example, I went back in my videos to check out different clips I had covered of AOC. This is 49 seconds. So you can add 11 seconds on top of this, but this is 49 seconds. Look at the point that AOC is able to make about universal health care in just 49 seconds.
This is a commodity. Her daughter's life was not. People's lives are not commodities. When we talk about economics, there's something known as a demand curve with elasticity. And with every other commodity, you can say, how much is this phone worth to you? And you can say $100, $200. You can buy a Nokia phone. You can not have a phone at all. But you cannot ask the question, how much will you pay to be alive? How much will you pay to live? Because the answer is everything. The answer is you will pay $10, you will pay $1,000, you will go into debt, you will do anything to live. And that is what makes the price of medicine different than the price of an iPhone. Thank you very much.
49 seconds. And AOC makes a very, I think, incredible argument for universal health care. Why it cannot be treated the same way as any other commodity. Because people need health care to live. So they will pay whatever they can to live. So how does it make sense to saddle people with mountains of debt just because they got sick? It doesn't make sense. And she communicates that here in 49 seconds. So obviously, it would have been better if she had more than a minute to talk. There's no way of defending that. But I think she will be able to utilize these 60 seconds to make a solid argument for whatever the hell she says. Now, you know, it may just be for Joe Biden. Who knows? And the unfortunate part, as I mentioned earlier, she may be handicapped by the fact that it's going to be a pre-recorded message, and the DNC is going to see it before they air it. So who knows what she'll actually say? But we do know, judging by this, that AOC has the ability to say something profound in under a minute. So let's see how she uses those 60 seconds next week. And of course, I mean, do I have to mention the obvious? This is the perfect representation of why the Democratic Party does not give a shit about people on the left. Does not give, not even, forget the left, forget left, right, center. Does not give a shit about the average person. People like AOC, like Ilhan Omar, like Rashida Tlaib, like Bernie Sanders, stand up for the average individual, the average person, the average family. And that's represented in how they campaign. Small dollar donors. Issues like Medicare for all. Canceling student debt. Ending military or U.S.-backed wars. I mean, there are like the entire platform of these members of Congress, of Bernie Sanders. The entire platform is designed around lifting up the average individual, and there's just no denying that. Yet we continue playing this game, or at least mainstream press continues playing this game, and the Democratic Party continues playing this game of acting like, well, you know, you got to think about both sides. You got to think about both sides. Got to think about the corporate side, which has an entire, has their claws deep into Congress. And, you know, occasionally we'll think about the average individual will have some means-tested program that they can, you know, apply for and maybe get some help. But ultimately, got to serve our masters first before anybody else. And it is a disgusting system, disgusting party. But that is why you got to keep primarying out these prominent members. I mean, AOC took out Joe Crowley, somebody who was in line to be the next speaker. Jamal Bowman took out Elliot Engel. Cori Bush took out Lacey Clay. Lacey Clay, a dynasty, part of a 50-year dynasty in St. Louis. So if you can take out people like that, you can take out the rest. So unfortunately, it's a slow process because of the money aspect of it. There isn't an unlimited amount of small dollars for people. These are campaigns raised on individual or on small dollar donors. But they're making serious progress. And at the same time, as I discussed in my video today with Cornel West, also build outside pressure. Build a movement party or a people's party. Builds that outside pressure as well at the same time. So I'm always for the all-the-above approach. Do everything at once. Primary Democrats while also building outside pressure through movements and through parties. And, you know, also unionization as well. Very important to building labor interests and being able to put that kind of pressure through unions on people in power. So there's all different ways to apply your power to the system to try and push for change. But understand it's an all-the-above approach. So, you know, never fall into the trap of like poo-pooing somebody's strategy, because just because you aren't in that camp, say you are a People's Party person. If you're in that camp, great, do your thing. But don't shit on people trying to primary Democrats out of Congress. Like, you should be for an all-the-above approach. It's important to be. It's important that the left is unified in that and understanding in that. That we need to look at this in various ways and understand that your power isn't just every 4 years with the presidential election. It's between elections. It's building that energy, building that momentum. Local races, state races. Obviously, everything else I said with unions and various progressive organizations. There's various ways to build your power up and enact it.